got some good news. It's demo time. It's when we start breaking everything. Hopefully not this morning. We're excited to really demonstrate the innovations that we've been talking about earlier in the presentation. So I'll invite on stage Lalita, our head of product, and Mustafa, the head of data science and machine learning. Welcome to you both. Come on, we can give them a hand. It's not an easy thing to do live, online, like we're doing today. So glad to have you both with me here. So as I explained earlier, we are expanding our capabilities to the full decision intelligence network. And we're going to break down 4 demos. There's a lot more that we could cover. We're going to cover agentic, we're going to cover the control room, we're going to talk about control spaces, and we're going to talk about our new chat capabilities, enhanced with agents. So let's start there, Mustafa. Why don't we walk through the new agentic capabilities when it comes to chatting with the users and building that dialogue?
Sure, Fred. I'm very excited to talk about our new version of Aera Chat. Now, we've achieved breakthroughs in performance, intelligence, and user experience. I'm going to demo live. I'm going to show you how you can ask questions and get insights quickly.
So this is live software, huh?
Exactly. So I don't like typing. I'm just going to...
So just to situate everybody, you're in the Aera homepage that has been refined a little bit. You recognize the legacy tiles and everything, but that dialog box at the bottom is new. And when you type the question, it will open up and expand to start showing the answer.
I already pasted my question over there. Let me go and hit enter. Now, what's Aera doing right now is like a talented data analyst. It's first finding the right data source. And then it goes ahead and analyzes it. The next thing it does, it builds an intuitive visualization with that. And that's one of the important points that I would like to make today. This new version is directly integrated into what we call discovery. And it is right now working on generating a fully
actionable
dashboard. Now it's retrieving the data. The next thing is, once it's retrieved the data, it puts that data into a story. It tells me what are the key takeaways out of that answer. Now it's generating visualizations. Once we get that, I'm going to show you how these visualizations are actionable.
So the visualization is already there. It takes about 40 seconds between the time you ask the question. It depends, varies on the question, varies on the LLM performance and everything. But 40 seconds, you already have the visualization fully actionable. You'll show us how you can literally open that and drill down into it. And now it's creating an intelligent summary based on the question that you've asked before, and it's going to start populating that on the screen in the next few seconds.
Exactly.
There we go. So now the total inventory levels for each product by category are, so this is a very simple question. It's giving you a simple answer. But we've done 2 things here. First one is populate that discovery. The second is giving you an executive summary. So where do we go from there? Can we ask follow-up questions?
Exactly. So now I asked earlier about my inventory level and wanted it to be broken down into my product categories. Now I'd like to I'm interested in the regions. Let me ask, can you break this down?
You need a space between you and break. Yep. That's
Yeah,
live. We're doing it live. It's typing in front of thousands of people. I don't know. I couldn't do it.
That's why I don't like typing.
It's very difficult.
Break this down?
It's the hardest thing of our job is to type in front of people.
Okay.
So hold on. You said, can you break this down by region? How does Aera know what this is?
Yeah, that's a great question. So this is a conversational interface. It holds the context. It understands what I meant. It understood, it knew my previous question. Now it's just like building on top of it. Now, Aera can do that because it knows me as a user.
Yeah.
It knows my credentials, that's important.
Yep.
It knows my past questions and the decisions that I have taken with those questions. Now, in addition to that, in order to make sense of the whole question and answer, it understands my data. Aera Decision Cloud comes out of the box loaded with rich semantic information.
In the decision data model, right? That sits in the DDM, what we call the DDM.
Exactly. So this DDM, every measure, dimension, And data view has a business description. So this description ties my business question to the right data source. Now, building on top of all that, Aera now can respond to my questions intelligently and can answer with these rich visualizations out of the box, putting everything together in an agentic flow with our auto
All
discovery.
right, so you come to me with that. I'm like, great. How do I trust this? It's very nice. It's very elegant. It's telling me stuff. How do I trust this? How do I know it's the right data that Aera is presenting to me?
Yeah, that's a very good question.
I'm challenging you now.
Yeah,
Mustafa.
exactly. So now that's a very good question. Now, behind all these visualizations, there is data. Let me show you that. So you don't take Aera's word as is. You can check its work. So first and foremost, you have the data right there in the behind the visualization. Second, you can check its logic. What did it do? How did it get this answer?
And it goes down, just break down here. It goes, this is your original question. This is how he rewrites the questions to make sense of it. This is the data analysis. And these are the different dimensions that the data has been pulled it from. So I know where data is coming from. I can see the data and I can see it visualized. Now, obviously, you'll do that a few times. But users know after, it's like accepting a recommendation. At the beginning, you're going to inspect every single aspect of a recommendation. After a while, you trust the system, but that's an element.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned that this was actionable. I want to be able to open that chart now and do something with it.
Exactly. So this is the unlock that we're getting with this version. It's fully integrated into Discovery. Now, every question comes up with this visualization already built. So this is a Discovery document.
Discovery is the analytics visualization capability inside our platform, for those of you who don't know. So there's a new version of that Discovery, which is what you're seeing right now on the screen. We're not going to demo that this morning, but this is what it's being leveraged right now. There we go.
There you go. So, I mean, that's the live demo, right? So, as we can see here, Aera has already done the work for me. It brought all the data that I need. It built the dashboard. It built the visualizations. This is all actionable. I can build on top of that. I can share. I can continue working with it.
You can start building additional charts. So this is what we want to call out today. Is what Aera did. Is it's just not giving you an answer. It actually pre-populated the discovery. You can see on the different dimensions. Now I can go there and start adding to the system. So think about it as just not giving you an answer, but pre-populating the analytics capability that you'll get the answer from. And that's a massive unlock. And that's the first step in leveraging our new chat capabilities to drive analytics, but more simulation agents, as we're going to talk about. So we believe this is a massive unlock for the decision intelligence network. Users don't want to know how to do it. We don't want to teach people how to use analytics tool. We want that to be pre-populated. As a CEO, I use analytics all the time. I'm terrible at building this stuff. This is going to give me what, they're smiling because I know it's true, but this is going to give me exactly what I need. So that's phenomenal, Mustafa. And I have one more question,
sure.
Which is always coming out, which is, hey, yeah, but you know, it's showing that Aera is delivering the right information, but what if I don't have the credentials, right? What if I have limited access? Is it going to give me access to everything? Is it going to take in consideration all my personal credentials?
Yeah, that's a great question, Fred. Let's take a look at it, actually. So the beauty about this is that it's completely integrated into DDM, and it has the same data access control. So earlier, my friend Sean logged into the system, and he actually asked the same question. Let's go check it out.
So
see, he only got the answer for only 2 categories. Earlier, I got like 10 categories over there. This is because Sean has only access to these. And when you ask the question, Aera applies all those access controls and gives you the data that you only have access to.
So that's live software. This is the same machine. You just open a different incognito so that you can have the 2 logins. Mustafa, go back 1 second to the previous, because I realized I forgot to ask you another question, which is really important. It's the concept of threads.
Oh, yes.
And both of us forgot, I guess, yeah. Threads, what do we mean by threads? I start asking Aera some questions. I'm getting the answers. I customize my answers. I know that Before the forecast call, I have these questions. Before the SNOP meeting, I've got these questions. I can save my own threads, and Aera now saves those threads, and that's me as an end user. No one's doing it for me. I ask questions, I memorize my thread, I save it. This is my report. To me, this is having been in the industry for 20 plus 5 years, this is the unlock for what we call self-service BI. We've been promising as an industry self-service analytics. It never really worked because people don't understand how to use the tool, where the data is, what data I have access to. The nomenclature on how we're calling the data is too complicated. Now I built my own thread, and I just open it, and I can ask for it to be refreshed. And that's all. So self-service analytics, I think we're really unlocking something very big with that.
Yeah, exactly. While you're talking, I took the time to just show it on the screen here. I went back into one of my threads. It loaded all the data. It can do that because it's all connected to the data layer, and data is live, and it can bring all that. And as you can see, the filters are applied. It's all actionable.
Okay, so we can spend much more time on that, but time is running out. So, Mustafa, thank you. Come on. I think this is really exciting. I think this is incredibly exciting, but I want to bring Lalita now because once I have the data, of course, and what you were showing, Mustafa, is that it's all happening in the same homepage. As a user, I log into Aera and have access to my skills. I can take actions, my inbox. I can now have this dynamic analytics with my threads. Don't have to go anywhere else. This is where it happens. But when I want to do some simulations, we've always been able to do some simulations with the calc capabilities in Aera, but now we're taking the power of calc and we're putting it selectively, as you want, in the hands of the users. So Lalita, talk to us about what it means and how it works.
Yeah, absolutely, Fred. So creating models and running what-if scenarios is not new. Everybody does it. I believe you know a thing or two about it.
Yep.
But today, we are taking this capability to a whole new level by putting it directly in the hands of end users, empowering them to operate completely on their own with access to the right data and a secure and scalable environment. So to make this possible, we built a collaborative environment for users called Workspaces with all the tools they need. And we re-engineered our calculation engine and built a simple, intuitive interface called calc models to do what-ifs, right?
Yeah.
So let me show you how simple it is, right? So say I'm a trade marketing manager evaluating promotion strategies. With calc models, I can just point to the live data in the decision data model and directly access the data I need. Say product hierarchy, historical sales, even forecasts from our Cortex data science engine. Whatever it is, I don't need an analyst. Now, having a live connection means I can be confident that all my decisions are always based on the latest data. From there, I can simply build scenarios with simple Excel-like formulas, but more powerful because I can access data across multiple dimensions using our multidimensional model. Now, I can run these scenarios against millions of data points in real time and instantly visualize the results in a beautiful interactive interface. So I can see immediately how different discounts might impact revenue and profit. So in one single interface, I was able to access the data, build scenarios, and visualize the outcomes without having to wait for anyone. So this gives me incredible flexibility because in any situation, I can just dive in immediately and start making decisions confidently.
So we first introduced the calc capability, the modeling capability inside the platform, but it was limited to the Aera developers.
That's right.
But through Workspaces, you're taking the power of that and you're allowing people to build their own, which is what they want to do without having to go to a spreadsheet or another tool. It sits on top of the decision data model. You have security in terms of data, you have access control, you have making sure you're sure that you're working with the latest and greatest version. You can integrate that with the skills as well. You can collaborate, you can plan, you can do all this stuff, which is fantastic. But what about taking actions? Because now you've decided that you wanted to modify your promotion plan.
That's right.
What's next? Do I have to log out and go into another tool to do that?
No, not at all.
I guess you're going to say no.
No, I'm going to say not at all because I can do it directly here. Right? So after the simulation, my work doesn't end, right? Because I need to act on my findings. So in this case, like I said, I need to create a promotion plan. So instead of just noting it down or creating a follow-up task, I can simply take that action right here in Aera. Now, the beauty of this approach is that actions go through the exact same processes and guardrails as skills. So this means Aera can validate if the action is feasible, right? Ask for approval if necessary, and ensure that everything aligns with the defined controls.
And I think
Now,
it's incredibly important because now you have the actionability of the decision intelligence network. You bring that capability to the what ifs, but let's say that you want to do something that's not possible. Aera skill connected to this action button. So you have the freedom of create what you want, but if you say, I want to create a new promotion plan, you can activate the decision logic behind it to ensure that maybe there's an optimal opportunity, maybe there's something already in motion, maybe you should not be doing that because there's not enough XYZ available.
Exactly.
So this is really important to make the actionability not just a button on the screen, but something that's fundamentally impacting your business.
Yeah, and just one more thing, right? So what's even more powerful is this action, even though it was situational, is now captured in our decision data model. So, so this builds an organization's decision intelligence network, as you spoke about earlier, Fred. So Aera learns and gets smarter with every single decision that's being made.
And as our platform gets also smarter with a bit more time, so this is coming the next few months, the flexibility that Mustafa showed with the dialogue using natural language to build the discovery, will be able to apply the same thing to modeling. So, to the calc engine. Old world here. So the ability to create dynamically those calcs with natural language is something that's coming down the line, which is going to be incredibly exciting. And again, another massive unlock.
Yes.
Lalita, thank you very much. This is super exciting. And I'm going to bring... We're getting short on time, so Mustafa, we're going to speed through that one, but this is one of the most important things as well, so I'm torn. But let's talk about agentic AI.
Sure.
Walk us through what it actually does, this new little guy here that's been added to the platform. He's very friendly, he says hello. But walk us through what, at a high level, what agentic is going to add to the Aera platform.
Sure. So I'll be quick. So with agentic AI, now you can take the power of reasoning capabilities of large language models and combine them with the power of our decision engines. Now you can generate logic rather than hand programming it, and then build skills significantly faster. I'll give you one example, right? So let's think about it. Claims are something all of our clients deal with. Their business partners send these, and then it's very unstructured data, lots of different types of papers, thousands of different documents, okay? Now, as an end user, now I can instruct my knowledge about, my expertise about how to process these claims into an AI agent, and then let it get the work done for me. I'll show you how.
But that, when you say transfer that knowledge as you're logging to the system, you're transferring that knowledge using natural language. You're not using code for that, correct?
Exactly. So that's the beauty about it. So now with this, I'll get all my claims processed already once I deploy my agents on this process. But how I do that? Let me show you. So I construct my instructions completely in English, and provide my expertise to the AI agents. Now, this makes things really easy because it's in English, and it's not like programming language. It takes away this unstructured nature of the data and puts it into a structured version. Now I can then deploy processes on top of it, right? So I take this unstructured and
so to make it simple, you're getting claims from your retail partners. The claim comes in. Now you, instead of going and analyzing with people what the claim is and then triggering a process to manage that claim, was it valid, invalid, how do I respond? That first step, so Aera does the lighter part already today, but that first step of reading the PDF and understanding what it is and coming up with a classification, that's now done fully digitally.
Exactly. So my AI agents are directly integrated into this process. So now with my deterministic logic and my AI agents working together, I get the best of both worlds, right? So we were talking about it earlier. So I can impose my business rules, my policies, but I take advantage of the power of the reasoning of the large language models. Now they do all the work for me, and I get my claim processed. I have the clear recommendation here. I just like go ahead and
It's that simple.
exactly. So I believe this is the right way of actually giving this new powerful technology to our customers, because it's integrated with the decision data model, it's integrated with the Aera processes, and it gives all the guardrails, safety, security, traceability of this powerful new technology,
Yeah.
and gives them the ability to take advantage of large language models.
Thank you, Mustafa. And the reason we can move so fast on this, yeah, I think we can a little bit. But the reason why we can move so fast on this is because, back to what I was saying earlier, 7 years ago, we designed Aera as an agent.
This one?
The data, the intelligence, the automation, the engagement, the security at scale, the ability for us to deploy all those core Aera capabilities with that new, or to augment this core capability with that new engine is actually quite easy. What is really new is the ability to deploy that capability to the end users, as I said before, because we want to be able to capture more automation, more intelligence from the decisions that are not necessarily structured. Last point, leading to the decision intelligence network, really, and I'm going to move a little faster on this one. Lalita, we can maybe move to this slide. Yeah, so think about the decision intelligence network, where you have your structured decision, your unstructured decision. For every network, you need a control room. And we're going to talk about the Aera new control room in a second with you.
Yeah, absolutely, Fred. So as I was saying, right, so every network requires a control room to monitor and manage.
That
we
control
see
room
here.
is kind of scary, actually, yeah. Looks like we're going to crash.
Yeah, and our decision intelligence network is no different, right? So here it means having full visibility across all our data crawlers, processes, data science workflows, users, and most critically, decisions, right? And we talked about both structured as well as situational, right? So that's what the control room is. So it gives a central sort of a command center for our administrators as well as our decision architects, right? So they get a more comprehensive real-time view of everything that's happening within the decision intelligence network, right? So that's what control room is.
You're going to show it live software again?
Yeah, absolutely. So here we have three things, right? So the first one is data. Of course, having the right data in the decision data model is very essential because that drives all of our decision processes, right? So here, Aera typically already monitors all of the activities that are going on and notifies me if there is an issue. But as an administrator, if I want to get full visibility, I can come here, look at everything that's happening, look at every job, status, take an action if I want to. Now we've got users, right? So here, an administrator can look at the user activity, look at the insights that are being heavily used, look at the data storage, how much are we consuming, etc. Now, going further, the most important thing...
On that quick point on the usage, right? Now we are opening with the chat capability. We can show you. We don't have the time right now, but the analytics that we built in the platform will show you what are people asking, what questions are they asking, when, what. What's the Monday morning, I'm asking all these questions. Tuesday, I'm asking different questions. What can we learn from that site? And we're doing at massive scale. Why? Because of the ontology, because of the intelligence of the system. So we understand, Aera understands the meaning of the questions. Therefore, we can manifest through analytics the answers. And you finally see across the network what is happening, what people are asking, when, and you can start automating and creating new skills with that.
Exactly. So just going a bit further, right? So what's unique about our control room is also the visibility about decisions, right? So as a decision architect, it's essential for me to understand the performance of our skills, how users are engaging with them, and where I can improve the overall decision-making process within the organization. So control room gives me that insight. So here I can look at all of the recommendations, track them. I can look at our automation achieved. I can look at the impact. So it gives me a full, complete view. So one of the things that I'm noticing here is that almost all of the skills are meeting the target, but the supply-demand skill is not. So just checking this further, right? Just taking a minute with the network here, right? So I can see that there is one particular user, Carmen, is not able to act on the recommendations on time, right? So now in just few clicks, I can drill down and understand further, right? So I'm going to open up this graph to understand why that problem is occurring, and I can immediately notice that Carmen has a significantly high load on the recommendations compared to the rest of the users, right? So no wonder why she's not able to act on the recommendations on time.
Which is usually a question we get from our clients, especially new clients. Hey, what happens if I have hundreds of recommendations that I have to validate? Well, there are plenty of tools that allow you to manage that, including the Aera inbox, which allows you to filter and take action. There's also the rules that you're setting up to automate. And in this case, Lalita, I'm a bit surprised. Why hasn't Aera told me already that there was an issue? Why do I have to go and click in the analytics? It's beautiful, but I shouldn't really have to do that. Aera should tell me there is a problem with Carmen, and this is what I recommend we do.
Absolutely. Yeah. Fred, you shouldn't have to do that. So
Exactly.
right here in the decision intelligence skill, Aera's already told that for me, right? So in the decision intelligence skill, I see a recommendation right here that says that, hey, there is an opportunity to automate the recommendations because the acceptance rate of that kind of recommendations is always high. So go automate it, and that will reduce Carmen's load and increase her impact. So
Thank you, Lalita. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mustafa.